I didn't really come from Malay. I've been given those names, you're such a Punjabi, you're such, you're loud. Buyers will come, nobody came. Every time I entered a room, they were like, oh, you're from Bollywood. Then their expectation from us is Devdas. My trophy's coming. Hi. My phone number flashes on a cookery show, South Indian cookery show channel. And almost every day, I get, hello sir, some dish jo bani hogi, ki please can you explain recipe. So, welcome to my life. Yes, please. I had a mango, nuts, makhanas, and then I had chocolate gearing up for this interview. But usually, it's pretty strict. Either it's besan chila or, eggs. 11.
11? That's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
You're keeping up.
I'm pretty good with WhatsApp. At
Nice.
least I see everything, but I'm behind in replying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anyone that you haven't replied to yet and you're feeling bad about?
Yeah, many. I can't. Some incredible scripts that I've also read. I have to get back. Producer, I have to watch a film. Lots. My mom and I founded Sikya. I didn't have a name for the company, and she said Sikya in the hospital room, and we named it Sikya Entertainment. We registered in 2008. Holy shit! How did I get here? I look at my team. I enter the office, and I'm like, whoa! All of these incredible people work with me, so it's an honor. Right in first year college, I studied mass communication, and my best friend Prerna Sehgal, her mother Anurita Sehgal, was a production coordinator in international films in Delhi. I started interning with her, and I was like a photocopy girl and moving like a telephone diary directory into digitization. So yeah, I was like intern maybe. I started really assisting Anu auntie, and I was fascinated by the world of movies, and that was the first time. As a 21-year-old, when I produced my first film, it was very, very important for me to be able to return that. My first film was Say Salam India, and it was a children cricket film. It released in 2007. We were planning to get onto the World Cup hype. That year was World Cup. However, India came out of the elementary round.
You'll still remember the 2007 loss.
And that was a disaster for our movie. Prints aate the उस time, and cinemas were like, कुछ भी करो ये picture वापस लेके जाओ. And so the film that technically even released did not really see the day of light because of the atmosphere around it changed. And how does one even return that money? So I did end up, pre-booking screens, doing morning shows and booking them with schools, and booking single screens, 1,000-seaters, and making money one show at a time and doing 300 odd shows there. Just when you are on the journey of making your first film, India is a 100% equity industry. So you raise money and you have to make sure that you are being responsible to return that money with the interest and with profit. It's really important to feel responsible about a business deal and seeing it through, validated to myself that I can be a producer, because I was able to return all the money that I did take from an investor to make a movie, which was my neighbor. Shout out to Kamlesh ji. In the process, discovering a whole new distribution system, cinema to cinema. 15 years later, recently, I felt that. I think post Paglet, you're taking meetings online and you don't really have to push for being in the room. I think Paglet gave me that kind of confidence after so many years. One can articulate discrimination on day-to-day basis. You don't really know if it's happening to you. It just happens and you go home and maybe you're unable to get your point across. I think the Me Too movement really helped articulation. While I was producing Gangs of Wasseypur, I was 26 years old. It was hard, to be treated like an equal. I used to be very quiet in meetings and I used to text my opinions. But over the years, I realized that, maybe it is, it is a slight sort of discrimination. Maybe it is ageism. I love and enjoy working a lot with first, second time directors. I love discovering stories. It's almost like, you're not jaded. I look at every piece of film, even if we have produced it, as like a complete audience. I don't come to the table with ऐसा करना चाहिए ऐसा नहीं करना चाहिए because हम कुछ भी कर सकते हैं. There is no rules to this. As long as you understand packaging and you understand financing, making a Peddlers and a Haramkhor in 1 crore, crowdfunding it, doing a box office of 2 crores for Haramkhor is amazing. The years of learning has been what is the right number. And that is something, again, no shortcuts to this. Do it every time. Try and put every penny on the screen. Choose the path you want to be in. I chose to be in independent films. I choose to work with people who want to be in the journey of independent films.
नाश्ता करवाता था उधार ले लेके तेरे से. एक बात पैंट पहन ले. जहाँ जाएगी मैं जाऊँगा तेरे से. जाना है तुझे? जाना है? जा चल जा. मेरी लाश पे उतर के जा. चली जा. शर्म नहीं आई? हैं? शर्म नहीं आई तुझे?
But definitely there is huge masala films that happen, and I think it is an economy that coexists. Because of them even we exist. It's the same money that's churning around. Choose your people. Build expectations right. Build budgets which are right, and keep going on. So, everybody who's working with you also has faith in what they're all co-creating. Definitely have early conversations on where we are taking this project, and be responsible for the money that you raise, and be absolutely responsible on giving that money back. The universe came together for that trip to happen, and we went to represent Kavi. I did not even know how to get an America ka visa. But yeah, I kept writing emails. No one really replied. But I kept going on. I pretty much failed trying to go to America. So I thought, in frustration, I wrote to the President of India. We just want to show it to you first. At least I could fund going to Delhi. Fax में ऐसे राष्ट्रपति भवन से letter आई थी that you are invited and you can come for an appointment. And that I sent to Kingfisher office. They very sweetly asked me this, like, okay, so how many of you are going? So I was like, देखो, अमेरिका तो मैं सबको लेके जा नहीं पाऊंगी. हमारा 24 का क्रू है. 24 टिकटें दे दो. So they're like, हद होती है ना मांगने की. तो लिमिट में मांगना चाहिए ना लाइफ में. I was unable to meet Honorable Mrs. Pratibha Patil, but budget चल रहा था, and I was just like, अरे पर हमें तुम्हारी 15 मिनट की फिल्म है. I am the pride of India. I think I manifested. I met Mr. Prithviraj Chauhan. He said, so how can I help? What can I do? And I said, sir, visa नहीं है, टिकटें नहीं है, पता नहीं कैसे जाना है. So we got economy tickets, and then we got funded to go to LA. It was magic. One thing after another led to everything. But I remember in that email I also asked for Disneyland tickets. So सब कुछ नहीं मिलता है, but hustle करना बनता है. Crowdfund life. I mean, just put it out in the universe and hustle. बहुत बार ऐसे बोला जाता है that hustling is a bad thing, and I've been given those names. You're such a Punjabi, you're such, you're loud, and I mean, there's nothing like that. We all have a gift which is called youth. I think persuading those ideas, going full on, is the need. Taxis and everything is so expensive. So I remember going to the Indian restaurant at Beverly Hills and literally scanning the room and going up to somebody who I thought was approachable, and I said, ma'am, I'm here from India and my film is nominated for an Oscar. Cut to 200 people in that restaurant knew about me, and then a lot of people offered me their cars and food. So yeah, that's how I managed 7 days in US. Made friends at the Indian restaurants. And when you freely ask, there is some magic about that. So yeah. In the stint of working with Anurag, he mentioned that our films can travel. We have to find a market. So that led me to be very curious, and I think all roads open from curiosity. Our first film that I worked on with Anurag was That Girl in Yellow Boots. Yellow Boots did get selected to Venice, and we made so many mistakes. उस टाइम एयरबीएनबी नहीं होता, तो आपको किसी को ऐसे नंबर ढूंढ के फोन करके अपार्टमेंट बुक करना पड़ता था एक ब्रोकर के थ्रू. तो हमने वेनिस में अपार्टमेंट बुक कर लिया, एंड वहां जाकर पता चला कि फिल्म फेस्टिवल इज इन लीडो. अगर पहले पता होता तो हम लीडो में अपार्टमेंट बुक करते ना. हमें ये नहीं पता था कि हम टैप का पानी पी सकते हैं. मेरे पास एक आइडिया था फिल्म फेस्टिवल का कि फेस्टिवल वुड बी लाइक एन एक्सटेंशन, जैसे स्कूल में फेट लगता है, जैसी फिल्म स्क्रीन होगी, लोग आपके पास आकर बात करेंगे, फिल्म हमारी टेरिटरी में दे दो. दिस वाज माय आइडिया ऑफ अ फेस्टिवल. So I kind of overprinted stationery in India and I shipped all the stationery for our apartment to arrive. So I printed some 200 posters because I thought मैं सब जगह posters लगा दूँ. Then I printed some 500 postcards. It was like, we'll stand at the gate and give it to people. We printed our visiting cards because anybody will ask me who you are. So it has to have branding of Yellow Boots. वहाँ जाकर पता चला कि आप कुछ नहीं लगा सकते हो. वो hoardings are paid. You have to buy space to put up a poster. Nobody told me that. So I started going to cafes around and like postcard तो लगा लो यार. इसको हम सेलो टेप से लगा ले. वो भी हम इंडिया से ही लेकर गए. What we ended up doing was, a couple of weeks before I think Anurag got his first ad, there was an influx of new money in the company, and we were like, we're going to use that to take our entire team. Cut to 25 of us went to Venice. I remember requesting some of my friends and now some incredible directors to staple posters on their back. And even I did that. So we became human posters. क्योंकि हम जगह तो नहीं खरीद सकते हैं, तो हम चल लेंगे पोस्टर बन के. फिल्म जैसी चली, मैं वहाँ पर गेट पे खड़ी हुई थी and I was like, buyers will come. Nobody came. And I remember going up to the director of the festival, Marco Muller, and I said, so nobody came to, buy our film. And he said, darling, you need 3 years. And I was like, what does that mean? He's like, nobody comes to you after a film. You have to set up meetings 2-3 months before the festival. And it is all pre-planned. Everything has to be pre-planned. You have to get a PR months before. And after that day, I did not come out of my room in the Venice Film Festival, and I wrote emails to everyone. To the point that my Gmail block होता रहता था because Gmail thought that I'm spamming. I further told my friends in India, gave them my login ID and this thing, and I said, तुम भी email भेजो. हाँ, 50 लोगों को तुम भेजो, 50 को मैं भेजूंगी, 50 को वो भेजेगा, तो उसी की तरह हम ऐसे cover up कर पाएंगे ना. There were more than 1,000 buyers there in that, and how does one send 1,000 emails in 2 days? Actually, that changed the trajectory of my hustle. And then I thought कि अच्छा इसमें से maximum लोग कहाँ से हैं? And that's when I started meeting everybody in their offices. And then I would meet them again in the festival. So I did that for 5 years. To just meet people, just to say that, we are making movies out of India. And I met hundreds of people. So I made it a point to at least attend 3-4 festivals in a year. And how to introduce yourself, I think I practiced that because every time I entered a room, they were like, oh, you're from Bollywood. I'd be like, then their expectation from us is Devdas. So, and I'm here talking about Yellow Boots and then Gangs of Wasseypur. More than I think converting and making every relationship about a transaction, it's more about a long-term perspective on how are we representing ourselves? How are we talking about Indian cinema at large? We are actually many languages in India. There's incredible cinema in South. It is not just about my films. It's about really introducing who we are as a amazing film community. Long and short, I think, put yourself out there and ask questions and prepare when you're entering some rooms. Attend master classes, attend the forums, go for the producer's breakfast in Cannes, meet people, and that's where you get to know more. It is of course surreal and it is of course gorgeous and amazing and unbelievable. But I have to clarify that my film won an Oscar. The film got that trophy. Very proud of making this movie and being on a journey on Period End of Sentence. Right, my trophy is coming definitely from Kavi, from being like, okay, attending the red carpet and getting nominated and being like, okay, one day I'm going to go up and hold this trophy and I'm going to win. Now that has come true. The next thing is a trophy on my name, which can hang out here with us in this interview. So that is yet to happen. I again feel spiritually about this. I think we all work hard, and at some point of time, grace happens. And that grace is, just when you build a narrative, you build a piece of content, and that goes and wins an Oscar. It's not something that can be planned. It is definitely something which you can, do every day, show up every day with intention, build a piece of content and put it out in the universe and hope it travels. Awards happen on the go. It's not like you can construct something that will go win. You can just make something which is close to your heart and let it have its own journey. To run a production company, to grow it, to have offices, teams, people, I didn't really come from money and I didn't have investments. yes, 14 years ago we founded it in 2008. But it's not really been running from 14 years. You know, it's been on and off. We're babies. We just got started, and I genuinely, truly pinch myself every morning. And I hope people continue to love our films. I hope the intention stays and grows as a team. And just nothing else matters. You know, life will unfold, and I'm excited for the next decade. And like I've said, I feel like we just got started. मुझे खुद फील ही नहीं होता कि हमारे पास मार्केटिंग टीम है. Like holy shit, we have a marketing team.